The Quakers. The Quakers are members of a group with Christian roots that began in England in the 1650s. They are located all over the globe, but the group started in America during slavery and was led by George Fox. The Quakers are not a full Christian group, but rather share many aspects from different religious groups. You may be wondering what the Quakers believe in, and why is this group so special? During this movie, you'll learn what the Quakers are, as well as their beliefs, how they relate to slavery, and much more. The Quakers are a special religious group because they want to make a better world and solve problems in non-violent ways. They follow a life of simplicity and peace and share many interests in social justice, peace, and community. Quakers also believe that everyone can have a direct and personal relationship with God without involving a priest or minister. Quakers were slaveholders in the beginning of slavery, though they were advised by William Penn to treat the slaves kindly. Slaves all over America prayed during the auction block that they ended up with a Quaker. Though over time, growing less comfortable, they decided slavery was not the way to go and helped slaves by smuggling them to safety in the North and ran stations on the Underground Railroad. This was before the emancipation, so the Quakers had to be very careful not to get caught. They were one of the first people to believe in freedom for the slaves, as well as aid for them after freedom, as they ran schools for freed blacks. The news that they were free was the fulfillment of the dream they had taken to bed each night and risen with each morning. How many times they had tried to imagine what that moment would be like, and now it had come. Some found it hard to believe. Julius Lester, to be a slave. Here is a real and personal experience of Quakerism treatment from a slave's point of view. One day I was out milking the cows. Mr. Dave come down into the field, and he had a paper in his hand. "Listen to me, Tom," he said. "Listen to what I read you." And he read from a paper all about how I was free. "You can't tell how it felt." "You're joking me," I says. "No, I ain't," says he. "You're free." "No," says I, "it's a joke." "No," says he, "it's a law that I gotta read this paper to you. Now listen while I read it again." But I still wouldn't believe him. "Just go up to the house," says he, "and ask Mrs. Robinson. She'll tell you." So I went. "It's a joke," I said to her. "Did you ever know your master to tell you a lie?" She said, "No," says I ain't." "Well," she says, "the war's over, and you're free." The Quakers and the Yankees were similar in a variety of ways and share a lot of common traits. The Yankees wanted slavery to be eradicated through battle, and the Quakers wanted it through speech and reason. They are both around in the same time period, and both their efforts helped the battle for slavery even more. Quakers still follow and use the same methods that they used back in the slave era. There are still Quakers around the world, and if you were to go to one of their religious practices, it would be the exact same as it had been for all of Quakerism history. As you can see, Quakerism has become something of a minor religion, and as more and more people become Quakers, who knows how many Quakers you will see in the next few years.